Good morning, Woburn High. Today is Monday, November 3rd. I'm Ashton, and here are your morning announcements. Seniors class activities meeting will be held on Wednesday, November 5th in E232 immediately after school. Any member of the class of 2026 is welcome. We will discuss fundraisers, the holiday dance, and plans for senior week. Check your email for an invitation from Ms. Anderson into the Google Classroom. Please see Ms. Curran, Ms. Anderson, or any of your class officers, including myself, if you have any questions. Starting today, DECA is kicking off its shoe drive fundraiser, running through winter break. They're collecting gently worn, used, or new shoes, from sneakers to boots to dress shoes. Drop-off boxes will be in the main office and at the hockey rink. All shoes will support Funds to Orgs, helping small business owners in developing nations and keeping shoes out of landfills. Any 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade girls interested in playing basketball this winter should attend the sign-up informational meeting in Coach Sullivan's room, D216, immediately after school on Monday, November 10th. Please see Coach Sullivan if you have any questions. Seniors, a Keene State College representative is coming on November 4th at 9:30 a.m. in the staff caf. Please sign up on Naviance to attend if you're interested. The Woburn High Stage Company is excited to announce Shrek the Musical coming December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Based on the classic offbeat movie, the show is about Shrek the Grumpy Ogre, a cursed princess, a hapless donkey, and a tiny tyrant on their quest for love, friendship, and power. Join the cast and crew of over 60 Woburn High students as they sing, dance, and act the story of an unlikely hero that has entertained audiences around the world. The cast of the show will also be doing a 2-day whirlwind preview tour of all 7 elementary schools and both middle schools in November, so be sure to watch out for that as well. Any student who is in danger of failing a class due to attendance can make up missed classes on Saturday, November 8th from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Students may make up either a full day of missed classes or multiple absences for the same class. Scan the QR code to sign up. Making up classes does not guarantee a passing grade. Students must still maintain a 60 or higher in order to pass for the term. NHS is sponsoring a food, health, and beauty products drive to help support our Woburn families in need. Please drop off non-perishable food items or health and beauty products in C320. Boxes are lined up right as you walk into Miss Berry's room. The Social Capital Inc. is seeking 200 volunteers of all ages to participate in this year's annual SCI Leaf Raking Volunteer event this November. This is an opportunity to serve as an active member of the community, and students can also earn yes hours. The event will take place on Saturday, November 15th, with shifts available in the morning and afternoon. Volunteers can sign up as an individual or with friends using the QR code on screen. If you have questions or concerns, contact SCI Community Engagement and Program Coordinator. If you know of a Woburn senior that may need help, please direct them to reach out to the Woburn Senior Center by November 3rd. You can call directly at the number on screen. Now, some fun facts. Did you know that on this day, 1886, Mayor Philip J. Gallagher was born here in Woburn? Also, on November 9th, 1643, Woburn's first general town meeting was held. These facts were proudly presented to you by the Woburn Historical Society. We all know in students what makes us crash out. But what about our teachers?
Today we're going to be talking about what
teachers crash
makes
in the Bullseye's
teachers
next
crash out the most. And
Check this
see
out.
our article in our new issue of the Bullseye for more information.
Yes. My biggest pet peeve about students is when you can clearly tell that they like have a question or they don't get something, and you're like, "Do you have a question?" And they're like, "No." And it's like, "No, you have a question. Just ask it." And they're like, "Yeah."
I would say is students that maybe like don't do their work, don't try, don't give effort, and then get really upset about their grade. You know, I do have some students that don't try and they're kind of accepting of the grades they get, which stinks. But kids that like don't try and they get really mad because they're not passing, I guess that's one of my pet peeves.
Any student that's disrespectful. If you want to do well and you want help, and I will help you with anything, I'll do anything for you. But disrespect, that doesn't get very far.
That's true. But one thing that makes me disappointed at students, and everyone who has a mom knows that that is another word for being mad. I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed, right? Is when people don't want to group. For example, when we have trivia and people want to do that individually, when we have a lab and people say, I want to do that on my own. I'm so mad about that.
Is this targeted? Because I do stuff on my own.
No, no.
Here's the thing about kids. It's more concern than a pet peeve. My concern is that kids are not willing to take creative and intellectual risks like I feel like they used to be able to. That is actually my serious concern about kids.
It was like the best times that I ever had was when I was in school. cool and doing everything wrong, but in a group. So it's just so fun, even if everything goes wrong and you have to redo the whole thing. So when you do that alone, you're missing so much. So that's it. 6-7 doesn't make me mad anymore. I still don't understand, but I'm not mad about that, right? So that's it.
Do you want to give us like a 6-7 now?
Just give us 6-7.
Like phones are distracting, blah blah blah. Everybody gets it, but they distract me too. It's that like unwillingness to try something new. That's my frustration with kids of your age.
I alluded to it in my interview I did in the article. But my biggest pet peeve for students is that they don't take advantage of the opportunities and the resources in front of them, which is also like a function of their youth. They're not supposed to see how to get there. And that's our job to kind of help them get there. But it's a pet peeve of mine when students have the world at their fingertips and won't take advantage of it.
Okay, so my biggest pet peeve is probably when I'm in a quiet class, everyone's working hard, and you get to problem maybe like 6-7, and people throw it out there. It's really in the vocab nowadays, so I think that needs to end.
Probably it's when students turn in work on Google Classroom and there's not any work there, it's just blank assignments.
Thank you for that, Bullseye. I would now like to welcome our guests today from Peer Mediation. Welcome, Kelsey Grimes and Sarah Oliveira. Hi guys, I just want to ask you some questions today about peer mediation, with the first one being, what is peer mediation?
Peer mediation is a conflict resolution program. Woburn High started this program in 1995, and it is the longest running school-based conflict resolution program in the state of Massachusetts. We have had a lot of success over the years.
Okay, that's great. So who are peer mediators? Who's mediating these conflicts?
So peer mediators are 10th, 11th, and 12th graders who have been accepted into the program after applying and interviewing with program advisors, receiving teacher recommendations, and earning approval of the school administration. And once we earn our spot, we then attend over 18 hours of conflict resolution training and take an oath of confidentiality. So this group is definitely well prepared.
My goodness, they are. So what happens in peer mediation?
After a referral is complete, our advisors, Ms. DeLuna and Ms. LeMay, locate students in conflict and ask for consent to participate. Then in a private location, the two students meet with two of us, the trained student mediators, to talk through a structured conversation allowing for each student to speak their truth and be heard. An advisor sits outside the room during the mediation. Most of the time, parties come to some sort of verbal or written agreement.
Okay. So who can refer students to peer mediation?
Students can refer themselves if they want some help talking through a conflict. A concerned friend could refer some friends of theirs that they are worried about. Teachers or other staff could also notice a brewing conflict in class and suggest it. Sometimes administration requires students to have a mediation, but choice is always involved since it is up to the students to take what they want out of the mediation. Referral forms are in the offices and outside D302 and D402 in the main stairwell. The form is also accessible through QR codes and around the building.
Thank you for that. Now, a bit personal here. What do you like about being a peer mediator, and what has it taught you?
I would say it helped me realize a lot about about psychology, basically, because it taught me a lot about confidentiality and how you can resolve conflicts. It really helped me in my personal life, definitely.
I feel like peer mediation has helped me a lot with my ability to listen and active listening, and I think that that's a really useful skill that I can use throughout my rest of my life, so I think that that's really important.
All right. I'd like to thank you, Kelsey and Sarah, so much for coming on the morning announcements to share about peer mediation.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for a little promo from Class 2027.
Homecoming dance will be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. You must be there at 7:30 p.m. and you can't leave until 9:30 p.m. All bags will be searched upon entry.
Mandatory attendance is needed all day, so don't get dismissed or show up late unless it's excused.
Dance contracts will be given out in advisory and can be returned to your class advisors. No outside guests are allowed.
Tickets will be sold for $25 and there's only one ticket per student. All the school rules apply inside the dance.
Don't you wish there was a way you could get a free ticket to homecoming? Well, now there is. On the 20th and 21st, before school and at lunch, you could buy a bead for $1. On the 21st, you can challenge anyone you see with a bead to a game of rock, paper, scissors, and if you win, you get to take their beads, and if you lose, you have to give one up. In a challenge a teacher, you have to have 5 beads.
Once you lose all your beads, you're out.
And you can always buy more.
The winner wins a free homecoming ticket, and if you already bought one, yours gets refunded.